If there's a road I should walk, help me find it. If I need to be still, give me peace for the moment.
Help Me Find It was a song that kind of was a meeting of the minds. One of the first ideas for the song was planted in my brain through a conversation I had with a really close friend who had been very, very patient in life. And she was struggling. She didn't know if she needed to go, or was wanting to hear from God, wanted to hear the will of God in her heart. And that conversation just struck me and struck my heart because I'd been there so many times. And so when we sat down to write the song, we sat down with one of our good friends, Jason Ingram. It was Ben and Jason and I, and Jason's pastor had been preaching the same thing. And so we just knew that we needed to write a song about finding patience in this craziness of the world. So there's this amazing balance where we need to be patient and listen for God, and then when He speaks, even if it terrifies us, we need to go. And I think that's what Help Me Find It is kind of addressing. It's addressing that fork in the road of life where you have to decide, am I supposed to go here, am I supposed to go here? And there's so many questions swirling around in your brain. You need to just take some time, find yourself in prayer, find yourself communicating, having a relationship with God, and make sure that you can set your feet on the right path, so that if it's not time to move just yet, to wait. But if it's time to go, then you need to go.
Life is just full of moments, decisions, whether jobs or school or all these times when you're just like, what direction should I go? And so I feel like the song really speaks to that sentiment. And my hope is that when it's played on an album, or somebody's listening to it on the iTunes or the internet, or that they hear it on the radio, that it catches them in that moment, and they realize that you're not alone.
I think it's cool that the bridge and the whole song is pretty worshipful, but bridge especially, and lyrically and musically, I feel like it takes it to a whole nother level. The bridge in that song especially.
I think yeah, when you say that, and that's the exact same. That's a feeling that's what I love about that. It just feels like you want your last chorus to go to another level, and it doesn't always happen. But definitely in this song, I feel like, man, it's like, feels like, weight can be lifted off your shoulders, or I don't know. There's songs you write and you're like, man, immediately I love that. And then there's songs afterward and you listen back and you're like, wow, like that's so much more than I thought it would be. And Help Me Find It is like that. It's like, we were making it and putting all of our effort into it. But it really wasn't until it was done that we listened to it and we're like, wow, like, that's something great. A song that we can really be proud of.
Sometimes the story behind the songs don't always convey what we want them to, because there are stories, and what's great is when people will come up and say, words I would say meant this to me when I wrote it for this specific purpose in my life. But I think that's what we want from every song.
Can you help me find it? Can you help me find it? Can you help me find it? Can you help me find it?
What's going on? She's like, oh, you're at mile 13 or 14 of a marathon. And I started walking it, and I was like, really? I can't just go and walk just a couple. I had to walk the rest of it. So I'm going to see you back in 6 weeks. As far as, you still haven't green lighted me to try running, so it's still not there. And I remember one day weighing myself, and I weighed 297 pounds. So undoubtedly I weighed over 300 pounds at one point.